the wilderness and into, well, Hell's Mountains Pass. You came here for derivative reasons. Probably at the right word to put there. For a multitude of reasons. One of them being maybe figuring out why people are disappearing, maybe figuring out that Red Mist's deal. People have been missing for a good amount of years, centuries to, well, 300-ish years total. And wanting to investigate that, you headed over here. You found someone that tried to warn you about the area and decided, we're not listening, and moved forwards anyways. He warned you about where people that might attack you. And I believe Cerberus, you picked up on their trail and warned the team. And then people might have forgotten about that or forgot to look while moving. And you kind of got ambushed. So, with that out of the way, your team took down 2 of them unconscious, no longer in were form. But the other 3 and the biggest one next to Talon, well, they're not exactly pushovers. So we'll see what happens here. Cerberus, you're up the bat first.
Alright, I turn towards the bear. And I will go ahead and do a bonus action. And cast. One moment.
Alright.
Searing Smite. And I will turn towards the bear and attack the bear.
Okay, okay, thank you for pinging. Let's see here. DC to save, Constitution saving throw. Their con's pretty good, but not that great. 13, so they fail.
22 hit?
Yeah, 22 definitely does hit. Alright, next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack range spell duration, your Lair's hot insignia deals an extra 1d fire damage. Target causes the target to ignite in flames start of each turn. Must make Constitution saving throw. On failed save, it takes 1d6. On save, target create 5 feet, uses an action to put out the flames. Or if other effects duration spell. Okay. Setting this bear aflame. Maybe not the best way to go for the bear. Cerberus, anything else?
Well, it takes 1 extra point of fire damage and 10 deathly damage. I will do my extra attack.
Yeah, 23. Alright.
How damaged does it look?
It looks severely damaged. It did take a couple hits from you guys beforehand, and this is bringing it pretty close. Oh, smiting it.
I use a level 1 Divine Smite.
Yeah. Cerberus coming towards it, you brandish your blade, akin to fire. Kind of gets rid of the fire, technically. Burning it into their flesh, it ignites and it cinders a flame. Soon after that, however, well, unfortunately, your team, well, you do succeed. I don't know if you're gonna maybe speak with this bear particularly. That ain't happening anymore, as you just slice through him with your secondary strike and with the Divine Smite. They only had 5 health left, so ironically enough, you did it.
Alright, that's good. I turn towards the lion thing and I give him a gesture of come and bring it.
I don't know how a feral creature would take that.
Oh, actually, can I change it to something else?
Sure.
I will do a gesture with my thumbs and show off that I have opposable thumbs and he doesn't.
I still don't know how a feral creature would take that, so nothing changes. I guess you're just being ruder to it.
It's kind of a reference to something old about how that supposedly it's rumored that certain animals get pissed the fact they don't have opposable thumbs. It's just a stupid rumor slash thing. Don't worry about it.
I don't know that one. Good to know. Well, maybe I'll figure something out to use it with. In the meantime, Tiger, accidentally skipped his turn. That's fine. You know, it's his turn. Tiger's still within melee range, so they just go in for a kill. With a great swing of their blade, well, it looks like a blade. So far, they've been attacking you with claws and strikes, but this one takes out what appears to be like a bent piece of metal. It's definitely not a sword, but retroactively, it's using it like a sword. Throw it pretty well.
Yes.
All right. Thankfully enough, this is not an actual weapon, so it's only 1d4 plus modifier. So a total of 4. It does 4 damage. Striking into you to your side, it does sink in a good amount of your flesh, but thankfully enough, doesn't kill you. On a second swing, plus 5. That's a natural 1. The bladed weird weapon just breaks on secondary impact to your armor. On the bear turn, it goes straight towards Talon since he's the closest one. Bear's still using its claw attack because it's stronger than weapon. However, Talon's dancing is still able to evade it. We'll try to swing again. Does hit. And deals 10 points of slashing damage towards Talon. It ain't gonna kill him, but it is gonna hurt.
And this is when Talon becomes a werebear.
Oh yeah. At the start of Talon's turn, he must make a Constitution saving throw. I should open their character sheets. Oh. I don't know. I feel weird making them wear people when they're not here.
Yeah.
You could just wave it for now.
I could. I want to see what I would have gotten, though.
And then when they come back, you
He would have been fine. Alright, I'm just going to open up Kaithal's character sheet as well. Taking up so much space. Alright, and Kaithal on Talon's turn moves over, goes around bear, dance, revolution style. Brings out his probably his sword. Goes in for a strike. That's a natural 1. That is my roll in action. Clearly misses. Goes in for a secondary strike once more. Yeah. These are my rolls, so no wonder he's failing. All the while unable to hit the creature. Continues his dancing. It's close to the team.
I do believe that he still has his meteors.
Yeah, okay. Before he gets closer to the team, no, he's still gonna get close. Oops. He's still gonna get close, but he's just gonna shoot them at that bear. Dexterity saving throw modifier. Spell save DC. Does pass easily enough. Still does damage. How much is the meteors again? I don't use that spell that often, or at all, honestly.
I don't remember.
It's minute meteors or whatever.
Mouse minute meteors. Let's see. It
Meteor
does
swarm?
2d6 fire damage on an unsuccessful saving throw of dexterity.
Yeah, I just needed the damage. Spell. Okay, it did pass, but it still can take half damage, which is good.
By the way, it's 2d6 for each meteor. but I don't know how many meteors he had left.
I'm going to say he at least has 2.
Then it would be 4d6.
Can he shoot more than 1?
He can shoot up to 2.
Yeah, I'm going to say he shoots 2. That's 90 points of damage. The bigger bear does look hurt. Potentially considered bloodied now, but we'll see about that. Kythal's turn comes over. He doesn't have to go that far. Two-handed longsword swing. Somehow I keep hitting with Kythal. I don't know why that keeps happening, but who's to say? I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. Another longsword swing. The exact same roll. Better damage, though. Then bonus action commands his hound to protect... I suppose unconscious body is... no, he's going to get closer. So disadvantage on attacks against other people? I think... I don't know Kythal's character well enough. Dolan!
Alright, I'm going to use my action to move the moonbeam, which I can move up to 60 feet to here. So that bear will start its turn in the thing. And if it wants to move up to Talon, it will have to stay in it. And then I think that's pretty much all I can do. Well, let's see here. I did prepare healing word. I'll throw a first level healing word at Talon because he's looking a little hurt.
In his own way, he does say thank you.
There we go.
A lot mouthing off then.
Yeah. So 8 healing to Talon.
Yep.
And I think I'll stay where I am.
That is fair. There's a lot of people in just one area.
Yeah.
Doesn't the moonbeam happen at this exact moment?
No, it's when a creature either enters it for the first time or starts its turn there. So if I move it onto them, they didn't enter it, and they haven't started their turn there yet. So when the bear starts his turn, he will have to make the save.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like pushing someone through the enemy. They're not technically moving through it. They're being pushed. But anyways, don't want anything else.
No, I think that's it.
All right. Service.
Turn towards the lion thing. And tack, tack, tack.
All right. The first one, unfortunately, does miss. And the second one just barely hits.
How damaged does it look?
Looking and slashing straight through the creature, you can tell that it is bloodied. A few more attacks like that might be able to take it down, but... Okay, Divine Smite, 14. With another good blow, you might be able to take it down, but right now it's still strong enough to survive. For now.
It loses 10 movement speed until my next turn. Slash your feet.
Yeah, fair enough.
I end my turn.
Alright. Tiger's turn already broke his weapon. Is just gonna go with the claw attack again. Yeah, you've been attacking it. It's been attacking you. Gonna continue to do that. Ignore that. I accidentally rolled 4 d20. That's a 10. That didn't hit. Once again, trending claw straight through your armor. Oh, 22. Is that it?
It hits.
All right. As it rakes through you, somehow getting in through your armor plates, it rears through and begins to, well, burn your skin. It's not exactly damage that's burning you. It's more an infection. You get dealt 9 points of slashing damage. And Cerberus, go ahead and make Oh, wait, that's another character. It's a paladin. Never mind. I was about to say, Cerberus, you're a paladin, so it doesn't affect you. No, you're not a paladin. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm a paladin.
Oh, yeah, you are. It doesn't affect you.
What was your thought process?
I don't know. I think I mistook you for a different character that isn't a paladin, but still does paladin things. I run multiple games. I can't remember everyone correctly. But yeah. Thankfully enough, if you have the whole immune to disease and stuff, you're A-okay.
Yep, I do.
Yep. Alright. Nothing happens to you other than getting hurt. Giant bear creature on its turn must make the save. What kind of save?
Constitution.
Con save, thank you.
Con save, yeah.
Right, its con is better than the rest, but still pretty slow. Well, low. But I rolled well.
I think it does it at disadvantage. One sec here.
Lycanthrope, right? Or shape changer?
Yeah, a shape changer makes a saving throw with disadvantage.
22.
But still passes, yeah. So,
Oh, I barely save.
half as much damage on a successful one. So it still takes half of the 11 damage. And because it passed, it does not revert to its original form right now.
All right. So 11, 14, half, 7. It does seem to be hurt, definitely bloodied now, thanks to everyone attacking it beforehand. But it's still pretty hardy. It'll get to Talon, but that's as far as it can get. Actually, no, it can go up to this ledge. And that's as far as it can get. But would it be smart enough to? It's not smart enough to, so it stays there. Going in for just straight up a bite attack at Talon. That does hit. I swear, if I make him a were person by accident. 10 points of damage. Goes in for a raking claw attack.
You mean the cursed elf might have another curse?
Thankfully, no second one misses. Making Talon's on save. Oh, wow. So glad he passed.
He gets +4 anyways.
Still, I'd feel pretty bad. Talon's turn. He's had enough of this thing trying to bite or eat him. He's getting kind of mad and more or less bloodthirsty. I can't play his character quite well, but I will use his blade again. Does not hit. Let's use a different weapon. Well, that super doesn't hit. Bonus action. I can bonus action Misty Step.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, I'll just Misty Step over here. Kaiserthorn goes for creature in the area. Goes in for the kill with his longsword two-handed strike. Why does Kaithal keep rolling 20s?
He's gonna hit. It's just what he does.
It's so weird.
It's his chakra.
Oh, because I keep forgetting he has that, because he didn't name it Chakram. He named it Fey Chakram. For some reason, I didn't figure that one out. Oh, wait, he named it... I got nothing, but I found it. Wow! Well, that one failed.
Well, the first one hit.
Yeah, I should have kept using his longsword. That one was hitting just fine. It's just... Okay, it would have failed no matter what. I wanted to see if, for some reason, the sword was weird. It does hit. Creature currently not dead, but it's not doing great. Tolan.
Cool. Action, I'm going to move the moonbeam down 5 feet. So that if the bear will start its turn in it, and if it tries to move towards Severus, it will stay in it. And then I will use my bonus action to throw another first level healing word at Talon for 7 healing.
All right.
I am Healbot, hear me roar.
Thankfully enough, he is up to max, which is good. He does thank you in his Talon sort of speaking some sort of insult and then a thank you. Anything else?
No, I think I'm going to stay where I am.
All right. Back at the top. Cerberus. I assume Tiger. 18 does hit. Slashing through, you can tell that this creature is close to death's door. Another swing like that will probably take it out.
I look over to Toll and I ask him, oh dang, what was that old game? The one about spare or kill? What was the phrase? The one with the weird book?
Harry Potter?
No, not that one.
I got another.
I don't know.
I look over to Toll and then I give a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Tolan gives a thumbs up.
Which
I
means
assume-
he dies.
No, actually that phrase actually means live, down, it means dying.
I thought culturally it was actually up instead of down.
The
But people
Roman-
kept flipping it around, so it eventually became up means live and down means death.
The Romans in the Colosseum when the saints fought did thumbs down for dying and then thumbs up for living. Isn't that how it's supposed to work? Or Tolwyn, is that how you see it too?
I was doing it that way because that's how I've seen it in movies.
That's why it switched over. I could be wrong. I just heard that somewhere.
That could definitely be a thing. But yeah, I do thumbs up for life.
Yeah, we'll go with movie rules.
Does 11 hit?
11 does not.
Oh, I guess he's gonna live for another turn then. I was going to do non-lethal by doing the flat side of the blade, trying to knock him across the back of his head.
That wouldn't work.
Missed. Turnover.
Okay. I'm not saying you can't do what you want. I'm saying look at the weapon you used. That wouldn't work. All right. Tiger turn. Tiger going to... Yeah, it hit once. Already broke its weapon. Nope. Oh. Manages to hit on the second one each time. With a good raking of its claw, it managed to go through your armor once more, and it rakes through. Thankfully enough, we remembered that you're a paladin. So nothing happens. It just hurts. Still feels the sting, but thankfully enough, biologically, you're magically protected. At the start of the round, it must make a con save?
I will link it for you. There we go. DC 16.
Okay.
Oh, that's not enough damage. Is it? Oh.
Maybe you
Higher
rolled
level
pretty low?
cast. 1 times 1d10?
You roll a 7 and a...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Two.
A 2 and a... Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And then the
My
2
apologies.
at the top.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty average rolls. Alright. That's an 8, so it takes the full extent. It does seem to be very hurt, and well, it failed, so I guess it goes back to normal?
Yep, it reverts to human form, and it cannot change to another form until it leaves the moonbeam.
Well, humanoid form.
Humanoid, yeah.
Alright.
Whatever its like base original form is. Non-aware.
Yeah. Let's see here. Wild Pack Hunters. Oh, I forgot about him in that. As you manage to strike into him with your moonbeam, or more or less be precise about things, you manage to strike heavily enough that he begins to revert back to their original state. While still were form, well, was previously were form, now no longer, stands about a man roughly 7 feet tall, orcish figures, and it's likely an orc. However, their face suggests a bit of craziness behind it. Not crazy as in fun, but crazy as in lost their mind. At the start of their turn, they failed, but they still get their turn anyways.
Yep.
Let's see here. You can technically climb up here, but it's not that smart. I've already shown you. Although it's now in a humanoid form, just a little smarter. It's still a negative, though. Yeah, I ain't doing nothing. Immediately goes in for Cerberus' attack, and he doesn't have its claws anymore. I guess this is a grapple check? Cerberus, go ahead and roll athletics or acrobatics against its athletics. Oh, pretty good. And I rolled 12. It tries to more or less grab onto you, but you're able to just move away so you're not actually being, well, grabbed for some reason or another. Whatever it was trying to do. It looks down at itself and wonders where its claws went, or some type of facsimile of thought. It's not exactly there anymore. However, it's... I guess it could still technically punch you and just lose proficiency. That's a 1. Just swinging in the air violently, but not doing anything. On Talon's turn... Magic Missile. Sure, why not? For 3 points of damage. Then uses a longbow to try and attack with a secondary strike. 19 does hit. Nice longbow. For a total of... Oh, wait. It accounted for the natural 20 on the other side. But that's just a 10. The orc looks hurt, but not exactly dead. Another attack like that, or a crit like that, might be able to take him down. Especially in this form. Kythal's turn goes in for... You're not close enough to actually attack this thing. He can use his chakram. 18 does hit. I don't like NPCs, tentacle PCs, taking the last blow, but technically, kinda had to. Immediately with the chakram, it swings into the air and slices this creature in half. We can wreck on that and say he survives another time. But he is down and out for the fight. Tolan.
Alright then. Seeing as he's down and out, I will use my action to move the moonbeam over here. And Severus, are you a little hurt there?
I am.
I will do a first level healing word on Severus. For 6 healing. 8, 7, 6. The next one's going to be 5, apparently.
Taking bets.
And I'm going to stay where I am.
I give thanks.
Easily enough done.
End of turn.
Severus.
I take my other longsword.
Right. Thankfully enough, 21 does hit.
And I do non-lethal by, I don't know. I try to sweep his legs out from underneath him.
All right. Thankfully enough, remembering that no matter what, if you use your Death's Blade, it straight up just kills them, even with the back end of the blade. So, switching over, you easily enough dive down, and more like a hooking action rather than a stabbing and slashing, you use the momentum to hook underneath his feet and cause his body to hit the ground as quickly as possible. Using that follow-up momentum, with one hand you trip him, and with the other you bind his body down into the ground, more or less, losing the air in his lungs and going unconscious when his head hits the ground. He's not dead, but he's definitely knocked out.
Alright, so once that's done, I look over to my peeps and I see who is the most damaged. I suppose that's Kaipo at the moment.
Thankfully enough, Talon has been getting healed, which is good. And Kaito only took a little bit of damage.
I give him 5 lay on hands to heal him 5 points.
Yeah. He does thank you for it.
Yeah, anyone get affected by the disease?
Talon says something along the lines of, I mean, they tried, but obviously my superior genetics clearly outmatched them.
I think I'm good.
Okay, that's good to hear. Kaipo, are you still good?
He nods, affirmation that he only got hit once and thankfully enough, never got hit again.
Alright, let's tie these dudes up then. We'll
Right.
take some of our rope, probably go up here a bit, and tie them up.
All right. Taking up rope.
I assume with the moonbeam's effect that the were-tiger gets turned into a person. The bear and the orc-looking dude are dead. It's only this dude and the lion dude that are supposed to be humans or non-weird creatures at the moment, right?
Yes.
As for the other ones,
3 were turned and 2 were more or less knocked out. 1 was killed. I think it was this bear.
Should we just just kick the dead ones down?
No. These people are our community, and we're in their territory. This is their home. Just because we don't enjoy being the prey doesn't mean that we should treat them with disrespect. I say you could loosely tie them to slow them down, but we should leave them here to recover and hasten on our way out of their territory as quickly as possible. This is a harsh environment, and there's no need for us to damage their community overly much.
I shrug. I don't mind either way. I'd look to see if there are any tokens or identifying features on them.
You find a were-tiger token, a orc, and 2 NPC tokens.
What?
I'm making a joke.
I thought that maybe this was... I'm not sure if you guys saw that weird news thing, but a couple of years ago there were like different tribal people still around the world, and one of them was on this island in the south of India's ocean. And
vaguely remember.
They attack people who ever get close to there. I was thinking that maybe these people may seem mild to us, but to each other they are not mild at all. So I thought maybe they have some kind of identification token that they use as a form of communication, maybe symbolism.
Over the course of investigating them, checking them out, you can tell that their clothing, or more or less clothing, are like tattered up bits of cloth that they put together in the semi-fashion of clothing. They do have capes and like loincloth area, but overall, none of them are like highly sophisticated. You do find a few twigs here and there that are tied up in rope. Some of the twigs do have like a cross-looking thing. One of them does have like 3 sticks tied together, most like an X, but with one of them leading through it. Those might be markers, but honestly, you can't tell. They might be other things. You really don't know anything about these guys. Another thing here and there that you do find are their makeshift shivs and short swords. You can take those if you want, but they break if you get a natural one.
I tossed them down the hill over there to the left. Useless. Well, hey, Tolwyn, does it look like these guys have any identification on them?
Don't see any. They just look like locals to me. I think we should move on quickly before they recover them.
Yes, I suppose so. I just loosely tied them to each other and just go ahead and start walking forward. I will give myself 5 HP though.
Yeah, for sure. You more or less loosely tie them. They are were people, and eventually they will turn back to normal. So maybe don't feel too bad about beating them up, or do. It's entirely up to you. But
Yeah.
they will eventually be free by their own accord. It will take
Hopefully-
time, though. So you
hopefully
have
they
time to bail.
Hopefully they learn from this lesson.
You say to the... one second. Okay, I'm back. You say to the more or less no longer of mind people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Who
Maybe
knows?
we're too hard a pill to swallow now.
Maybe. That being the case, though, you begin to trudge along here and there. I think you already got the information about this place, that you don't move too fast, don't make too much sound, and you should be fine. I didn't make sound a current problem because there's only 2 of you, and that just make the combat harder. So, you succeeded. All right. That being the case, though, you are heading into a more dangerous terrain. As you begin to make your own path, or at least begin to follow the path, things get a little bit harder to see. Not impossible to see, just really, really difficult. It's not as if you're going to fall off. It's more as if, well, I'll just bring you to the map. Standing around, you do find a few edges here and there, a few cliff heads. So long as you have your footing solidly on the ground, you should be fine. But you really can't see anything after a good amount of travel. You do pass another day, and you're able to fully heal yourselves, which is good, because some people might need it. Apparently, either they forgot or I kept attacking Kythal's dog again, which is something I apparently do.
It tends to be in the front.
Yeah. But you guys take a long rest soon enough, and on the following day, in a few more traveling miles or kilometers, depending on what you use, you just get upon this very thick fog.
DM,
Yes.
I would like to try something during the night.
All right.
I did sight, and this next time I want to try hearing.
Hearing for what?
Just when it's my time to watch, I will try to enhance my hearing.
Okay. Oh, you're using your ability. Okay. Let's see here. That would probably be wisdom based.
You're not going to make me do religion again?
I guess it could be religion as a flat out just sensory enhancement due to gift. Yeah, go ahead and roll religion.
Because this is based upon the whole Paladin Blood of Vol
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
own ritual thing.
I think that's what I made you roll religion for the first time. Yeah, your senses have been increased by a little bit. You can tell that your hearing, or at least your passive perception, has gone up by 3 points. In addition, your bonus for today has also gone up by 3 points.
Oh, so it lasted through the night?
Well, right now,
Oh, that's cool. That lasted a lot longer than the vision did.
true.
I'm not complaining. Do I get any extra insight then on what's around?
You do hear a few bits of small rodents, a few small mammals, a few birds. You can tell that a lot of big things are no longer present in the area that you're at. You can also discern that, well, unless you know your place around here, you can easily get lost or wind up in circles.
I have everyone tie a bit of rope, take a long piece of rope, and tie it along our belts so that we're all tied together with some distance between each other.
Yeah. As you come over here, you eventually get to a more or less clearing. Well, as clear as this heavy fog is. And Kythal does state, all right, my friends, where should we head to next? It's either trying to find that village at the top of the mountains, or perhaps that red fog mist Towan has mentioned.
Hey, Tolwen, with the information before, was there a village or was it an empty village?
I think it was just an actual village.
I thought it was abandoned.
Hell's Pass, top of the mountain range of village called Heat Point, a place people go to train to gain knowledge of oneself and their connection to the world. 98% of people perish before getting close to the top. So there might be people there.
Nod. Hey, Talon, do you think you can send your bird up and say, using its eyes, what direction and how far to the village?
He does say, I have a better idea. I'll use my bird to scout out in front of us so we don't get lost, which is basically your same plan, just worded differently.
All right, sure.
I don't know how to roleplay other characters, other than NPCs I've already made. He sends the bird up into the air, and the bird comes back. I think he made it a raven this time. And he does state, well, I have good news and bad news. Good news, my plan worked. Bad news, the entire area is coated in fog.
Let's see.
So we'll just have to feel our way through.
Tolwen, do you have a wind gust ability by any chance?
Nope.
Hmm.
Not today. I think that might be a higher level spell.
I was thinking, isn't there a cantrip that does wind?
Oh, I don't know. There might be, but I don't have it. I only have Produce Flame, Shillelagh, and Thornweb.
For some reason, I'm thinking of Gust, but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
That being
I think
said, though,
Windwall would do it, but that's definitely a higher level spell I don't have.
yeah, you might be able to, like, with the cantrip, I want to say you might be able to get the clearing that's near you, but definitely not the mountain.
Yeah.
Like, maybe an additional 5 feet.
Yeah.
I would like to use Divine Sense.
All right, I believe that one. You can post it up, but it's undead and stuff like that, right?
60 feet.
You keep, for some reason, sensing a fiendish energy around Talon, but it's not Talon, and you can't pinpoint where it is for some reason or another. just hovering around him as if possessed.
Hey,
Yes.
Talon.
He doesn't say anything about that. I'm already going to tell you, you're not going to get anything from me about his character. Well, he's not here.
I'm just asking if he was okay.
Yeah. Something, mind your own business, something.
All right. So where's the clearing? Because all I'm getting is fog on my side.
Yeah.
Well, by clearing, I mean like flat land.
Yeah. Okay. Can I make a survival check to try and help us navigate like up the mountain?
Yeah, it will be a disadvantage since you have no idea about this place. You do have a general map, but it's not like a topography map. You definitely don't have details, but you have a
Yeah.
general idea. So like flat roll, I guess.
Can I help him since my senses are temporarily enhanced?
It won't make it any better. And I'll make it look a little bit better. +1.
17.
70% good. You begin to move along the path, and thankfully enough, you with sensory echolocation. When you get a little bit too close to a ledge, Cerberus more or less says there's a weird echoing sound and turn to the other way. You are getting closer to the top, but you're definitely not there yet, and you're not even sure how far you need to go. Looking around and looking above when you could still see the mountain range, you were more or less halfway there when you encountered the were people. So, getting there. That being the case, though, with this new fog problem, it is probably difficult to determine that length of time now. But you're still making and keeping pace. Along the way, you do hear a weird sound coming about you or coming near you as if whispering around your ears. And the further you go in the current path you're taking, the more and more prevalent it is. In the corners of your hearing, Cerberus and Tolwyn, since I guess he's pointing it out to you, you do hear something along the lines of mumbling and murmuring, as if a language is being spoken, but you can't exactly make out the words.
Divine sense.
Still no unfeed, or undead, or celestial.
Alright. I'm going to warn my companions that I'm about to become disgusting. And I'm going to try and help us out here by using Wild Shape to turn into a giant scorpion. Which is a large creature and has blind sight out to 60 feet.
We rode you before, man.
Yeah.
Hell, we can all just jump on top of you and just ride you.
No. Like maybe 1.5 people could. But he's just a large creature, not a gigantic creature.
Yeah, it's just large. But yeah, so it has blind sight up to 60 feet. So I'd like to use that in conjunction with Severus's aid in hearing to try and get us away from these creepy voices and up the mountain.
All right. You still hear those weird audible sounds, but using Cerberus's navigational skills of avoiding those sounds, you begin to use your movement patterns to get further away from them. However, the further you get away from them, the quieter and quieter they get, which does make sense. But along the path, you can tell that I don't know, something about it feels off. You're not exactly sure since you can't really see, but weird foot patterns seem to suggest something wrong here. Cerberus, what's your passive perception? And Tolwyn, what's your passive perception?
Only 15.
15 plus whatever my ritual did.
Okay. Cerberus, you can tell that from time to time you do accidentally step into footsteps. footprints. Sorry. When you more or less hunker down and tell people to wait, you can tell that the ridges do seem to belong to boots. Based on the patterns, they're your boots or someone in your team's boots. You're going back the way you came.
We're either going in circles or we're walking back where we came from.
All right.
That might be a good thing, that might be a bad thing, but you're going back to the trail you've already been through before.
Okay. So, given that information, Tolwyn is just going to try and steal his nerves and try to navigate up the mountain to where he thinks the village is. And if the voices get louder, the voices get louder.
All right. How long does transformation last? I think an hour. I could be wrong.
No, it's one. Here, find it again here, but I think it's an hour per level.
Should last a good while when you're using B shape. But that's critical role knowledge I'm using.
Sorry, you can stay in a B shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level rounded down. So 3 hours.
Going back down the path you've already gone through, having Service more or less pick out the sounds, at a certain point, they are getting loud again. And then at a certain other point, Tolwyn, you begin to actually hear them. Service Tolwyn, I'm going to say this excludes Kython and Talon. What are the languages you can speak?
Common, Celestial, Draconic.
What was that, Service?
Common, Celestial, Draconic.
Okay.
And I speak Common, Draconic, Druidic, Elvish, Primordial, and Sylvan.
We're getting a lot more languages than I did this time.
Yeah.
Alright. Maybe I'll have Talon or Kython. Well, apparently, Talon speaks no languages. I'm gonna have to talk with him about that one. And
Arrogance is his language.
no, I think he just forgot to put in his languages. And Kython, nope, doesn't have the ones I need. Well, the ones you need. The louder and louder things become, the more you can tell you're going in a straight up path to whatever this thing is. From time to time, Service does continuously cast Divine Sense. You don't have to use the spells. I'm just telling you straight up. But again and again, no form of connection seems to connect. No undead, no fiend, no celestial. Whatever this is, it does sound haunting, but at the exact same time, you have no idea who you're being haunted by. Up to the 3rd hour, you manage to get further, you believe, up as it's getting harder to breathe, but
Question.
not so hard that you suffocate. Go ahead.
With some of the way you're describing this effect, it comes to mind to me something. It's but I'm not certain 100% if my character would know this. My character has technical knowledge of spells because his place was somewhat advanced in regards to magic and magical related technologies, but I'm not 100% certain how well he would recognize this effect or not. And so I thought I'd put the question to you, DM. There is a spell, a type of warding spell, called Mist and Guards, or something along those lines. It creates a sort of mist that guards an area from sight and creates a sort of defense, both mental and using sound to disorientate intruders. I can't quite recall the entire thing, but is that something similar to what's happening now? And if so, would my character recognize it or know it?
Your character doesn't know everything, but it might be something your character can think of. Oh, this might be a magical effect, as we're not being attacked by anything. It's possible, but I'm not saying yes or no. But Your character can definitely think, like any of you can definitely think of, if this is magical, we're gonna have to figure out a way out of this.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure. It might be magical, or it might just be the wind. It's really hard to tell.
I'll try speaking up over the din, and I'll say to everyone, I think this might be a magical effect, but I'm not sure. Does anyone have Dispel Magic?
Keep closing their character sheets, and you keep asking for things.
Tolan will just like shrug Scorpion's shoulders and keep trying to make his way up the mountain. This could be some kind of test. I do have Dispel Magic, but I don't know what I'd be dispelling.
That is true.
Technically, it would be the mist is part of the spell. Technically, so targeting the mist should target the spell.
Assuming the mist is actually part of the spell and not just an actual weather phenomenon.
True.
I guess that's true too. I'm going more along the lines of what my character thought that effect might be.
Like, we're high up on a mountain, so like I don't think Tolan would probably think that the mist was magical. He'd probably just think he was in the clouds. If we're high enough elevation.
Yeah. At this point, you guys stop more or less 3 hours later when Tolan's form changes and reverts back. Your team, however, is still together, which is good. Good call on that rope trip. That being the case, though, you are very, very tired. For the duration of the movement you had, you definitely got pretty far up or in a direction at the very least. Thanks to your ingenuity, you managed to get, well, not dead, which is good. But at the exact same time, you still don't know where you are. But you know you're not dead.
Talon, send your bird straight up above the fog and see what he can see.
He says something along the lines of, don't tell me what to do. And then eventually the bird goes up. Eventually it comes back down, and he does state, bird saw nothing. I didn't see anything through their eyes. Very thick fog, or the bird got lost in the mist.
Even with just going straight up? That seems a little weird. Huh. Alright.
I mean, you fly into the sky and look at it as a bird.
Well, you eventually would have to break the fog at some point if you just keep going up.
He shrugs.
This could be some kind of trial to get to this place. It is supposed to be a place to train to gain knowledge of oneself and your connection to the world. And it's supposed to be very, very difficult to get there.
I don't recall you saying that, Tolan. Or did he? I can't remember.
He said it multiple times.
I know he said it's difficult to get there, but not the whole training part.
He said it multiple times.
Yeah,
I
I did.
I forgot. Sorry.
It's all good.
That's okay.
Let's see. What else do you know that I've probably forgotten? Perhaps there was a method of the madness to get through this thing?
No, only that 98% of people never make it before ever getting close to the top. It's supposed to be at the top of the mountain range, a village called Heat Point. Interesting name, that Heat Point. If the place is actually hot, that could explain a lot of this mist.
It could.
Can I try something, DM?
What's up?
I guess we have some means of creating fire, so I'm just gonna...
Yeah, if you have an adventures pack, you have flint, steel, and torches.
It kind of seems weird that you're using heat point, so I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can get a direction going. Either heat point could be a sort of very loosely used term to point in the direction that you need to go by using heat. I know this is kind of stupid, but I'm either using that or Breath of the Wild from Zelda inspiration using the torch. I'm going to go ahead and light up a torch and see if the fire would help point me the way, if it does anything.
Sure. Never played Breath of the Wild, unfortunately. I heard it's a good game. You begin to cast the torch, easily enough lighting it without too much of an issue. As you do so, you get a weird fluctuation of air. The current does go down toward the south section of where you're currently standing, for like a split second, as if the current was in that direction. And then it goes straight back up, and then it goes in the northern direction, as if the air current has switched again, and then it goes straight back up, and it continues to do that, fluctuating.
Guys, I think something... Shit. This might be the swords all over again. Remember Tolan what happened with the light and dark swords? I mean the life and death sword? And the shadows and all that from before?
Maybe, but Tolwyn, you might be able to figure this out, based off of your own actual background. Go ahead and roll nature.
Okay.
Here, look at the flame and really take a look at it. You can see how it's switching back and forth. Do you think it might be shoot, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you think it might be either an illusion, maybe, or perhaps a conceptual thing, like how it was with the angel statue?
Taking a look.
It's an ancient white dragon breathing in and out at the top of the mountain.
It might be. No. What maybe? Based on the information you have and looking at the way the torch is illuminating the area, but it's not making it any better. In fact, it actually might make it worse if there's enemies around. That out of the way, though, you know that there's a few reasons why this type of wind current would happen, and one of the easiest way to explain that type of fluctuation is that you're close to a peak, which just means that the air current is going down into the area you're at. However, if you're close to many peaks, the current will sometimes switch sporadically. So it could just be a natural phenomenon. More than likely, people just get lost up here. Or it's magical. Hard to tell, but that doesn't mean that the fluctuation is something ornately magic. It just could be a natural thing that when people try to guess where the point is with this type of ingenuity, it just straight up fails.
Yeah, I think that this is just a very treacherous area of the world, and we're trying to reach somewhere difficult to find.
Should we try using the spider boots?
I mean, they might make it easier to climb up steeper surfaces.
I'm thinking that maybe we can get a better lay of the land if there is like a wall straight up. Is there? Or is it just flat where we are?
Flat here and there, but you can find a wall.
Do you think that we should try going up a wall and see if we can get a better lay of the land? Maybe find where these peaks are so we can sort of create a type of map to figure out where we can go and where we shouldn't go.
While you're all discussing this, and it has been a good amount of hours, the weird whispering sounds are still pretty loud, and you can still hear them. I just want to make sure that's still there.
Does this constitute a short rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have to find a place to spend the night.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. The air is pretty thin up here. I think we are getting close to the summit of at least where we are, but this is a mountain range, so there'd be peaks all around us. If there is a village, it may be in a protected area between some of the peaks. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be at the top of the mountain range. That's all the information I was able to find. It's an old legend, unfortunately.
Well, where's the nearest wall?
You eventually find a wall more or less traveling a minute to the north, and you find something pretty sturdy. When you try to reach up as tall as you can, you aren't able to reach up to the top, so it's at least taller than you.
Should we go ahead and try climbing this with the boots and see if at the very least we can find a place to rest for the night?
I will hold one end of a rope while you climb and tell me what you find.
You can come up to them if you have a pair of boots.
Does everybody have a pair of boots?
I think so.
Yes.
If you're wearing them,
Okay.
you might have different
Yeah.
boots.
All right. I guess we can all go up. Just want to make sure everybody stays close so that there's no chance of separation.
Kaithal Talon use their teamwork to bring up Kaithal's hound, and Surface and Toe, and you climb up just fine. Climbing up for about a minute, you do get to a weird ledge, but it's not as if it's breaking, it's more as if you've reached an actual ledge. You climb up on top, and you're a little higher than you were beforehand, which is good. Having the spider boots does in fact help. However, at this point in time, you still don't know where you are. You're higher up now, and you can definitely feel some wind just... It's not getting stronger, it's more as if you can feel it rather than it's just a simple current. The sound of those weird whispers is still there. Still going through your mind, and it feels creepier now.
I was hoping that going up would help us get away from the whispers.
No. In fact, I'm going to say Service, thanks to your greater listening skills right now, which will probably disappear pretty soon. You can tell that they got like very, 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 just slightly, louder.
All right, Tolan, you're up this time. We're going to need to find a place to camp. So, you're up.
Alright. First off, I'm gonna say, just give me a second, I'm gonna try something. And I'm gonna try speaking in primordial to the voices and asking them if they can understand me.
You begin to speak the language of the primordials, speaking to the wind as if speaking to the elements themselves. Interesting concept. As you begin to do so, you get a weird fluctuation of air current towards you, but it's not as if it's speaking towards you, rather than you just got hit with some wind. You can interpret that any way you want, or you can roll insight, Tolan.
I'm gonna roll insight.
Based off of that weird wind current, you can tell that either the air or whatever is causing this basically said wrong answer, or you just got hit with some wind. One of those two things. And if it's the first one, that means someone's watching you. So, one of those two things.
Yeah, what would Tolan know about air elementals?
A lot, actually, based off of your own hermit life. You know that elementals formerly were summoned into this world by spellcasters and enchanters. Based on the information you do have, you can tell that air elementals are generally non-visible. You can also tell that they are also highly susceptible to other elementals. It just depends on which one. Besides that base knowledge, you can go ahead and roll nature to get out a little bit more.
Yeah, low roll this time.
You can tell that elementals are generally invisible unless they mean to actually attack anyone or anything of that nature. So they can become a little bit more solid and a little bit more visible, which means you can punch it or stab it. That being the case, though, based off of your own world's current dynamic, they don't die. They simply disperse and come back after a good amount of hours or days. You're not exactly sure how long. Often or not, they can be found with one another in the same type of area, but they can also mingle with other elementals. They can more or less breed with other elementals, creating separate sections of them. Like with wind and water, you can get a storm elemental. Some people
Right.
believe that they are also more or less a version of Genasi, but that's another story altogether.
Right. Okay.
Your world's getting more interesting by the day.
That last part is part of the world, yeah. But the first part is honestly just D&D lore.
I know. I read up on the wind elemental plane.
Yeah. That being the case,
Interesting.
though, it doesn't feel like an elemental just did that.
Hmm.
At the very least, I'll give you that one.
Something else. Okay.
I'd like to try something.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else left personally that I can try utilizing, but at least we know some celestial being or undead. I would like to try speaking in celestial using the song that we have been practicing with the bards. I like just to sing with the same frequency / rhythm that we were taught, and just try to say hi, we come in peace, and we just wish to learn or acquire more knowledge at the top. I'm just trying anything I can think of now.
Using Celestial Song, you merge in your own words, making it a cover song. Saying, we seek refuge at the top, we come bearing no ill will. Nothing seems to happen. Some gust of wind, like, courses through the back of your hair, but that could just be the wind current just getting a little bit stronger, which does happen. Or it could be someone saying, wrong answer. Hard to tell.
I do believe Talon has tongues, doesn't he?
I mean, he has a tongue, but he might have the spell. Which I can't remember at the top of my head.
I thought he cast it once.
Ba, ba, ba.
Or was it Kythal?
Comprehend languages. It is not prepared, though.
I thought he casted something like it.
So that'd be tomorrow. Wait, is it a ritual?
It is.
I mean, if you want to wait like 10 minutes.
I don't mind waiting.
It doesn't say ritual, though. It doesn't have...
He just probably didn't do the tag.
Comprehend languages 5e.
Ritual. It's ritual. Comprehend languages. First level divination ritual.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, ritual. I don't know why he just didn't drag it and drop it into his character sheet. Okay. After a good 10 minutes, for duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see. No problem. Something came up first box. It's life.
Hey, I'm back. I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god! Like, I even like remember like looking like, okay, I gotta get on this real quick, and then like, yeah. Anyway, some shit happened with my little baby. Everything's fine, but shit like just got crazy, and yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Life comes first.
Anyway, I'm here. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. I'll just listen.
Okay. Well, you managed to defeat the were people and basically tie them up and let them to their own devices because they are a community here and you didn't want to necessarily destroy the ecosystem. You managed to get further into the mountain range without too much of a care or worry. The further you got up top, the more it became cloudy and cloudy, so you tied yourselves together so you wouldn't get lost. And from time to time, Talon, you sent your raven into the sky to see how far you got up there. But it doesn't seem your bird can get high enough to break the clouds for some reason or another. You trudged along and eventually you got to a point where you began to hear voices, and that kind of freaked you out. So you began to turn into Tolan began to begin a giant scorpion, went back down the trail, and eventually you would discover that you were going backwards. So, more or less not ignoring, but at the exact same time ignoring the voices, you went to go towards them, and it became louder and louder until eventually the entire team, not just Cerberus, could hear them. So, no one's crazy. or everyone's crazy. Kind of hard to tell. When trying to discern what exactly this was, a torch was lit to see if there's an air current somewhere, and it was determined that you're high enough that the current is currently swaying back and forth, which means you're close to peaks. In that time, you also... no, I just about covered everything. Try to speak with the air or try to speak with the whispers. Tolwyn tried to use Primordial to see if there's an elemental here. No dice. Service tries to use Celestial language to see if there's something in the comprehend that. Doesn't seem to happen. And Service mentioned towards Talon, do you have something that could perhaps help this? And then at a game we looked at your character sheet, and I noticed comprehend languages. You can cast it if you want, or you can do whatever.
I'll cast comprehend languages. Yes.
All right. You cast comprehend languages without too much of an issue. And it is still super creepy. The voices all around you are still there. It's not as if they go away or disappear, but you can tell they're not around you. They're inside your head, which doesn't make anything better. You do hear the...
Yeah, what are they saying?
You do hear more or less a voice, but repeatedly stating, "Why are you here? Why are you here?"
So I'm the only one hearing this in my head right now?
You're the only one that understands this right now.
But everybody's hearing it?
Yeah. Like, everyone
Oh.
believes it's outside with the weird fog. But no, Talon, you can determine with your comprehend languages magical spell. Yeah, it's straight up in your head.
What the... do you guys hear that?
We're
Tolwyn?
hearing the whispers, yes.
What are they... do you understand what they're saying?
No.
Okay.
No. Can you?
I do. I cast the spell and I understand them, and it seems to be coming from inside my head. So maybe it's coming from inside all of our heads, like some type of telepathic message. But it doesn't. It sounds like it would sound like a whisper. I said like it sounds like it sounds like they were mad though. Kind of sound like why are you here? Like what are you doing here? But
Yeah.
anyway, it sounded like a ghost, like whispering, "Why are you here?" in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah.
When you continue to give the conversation, or at least you were ending the conversation to your team, the whispering voice does state, "Go back, or this will be your grave, like many others."
It says there's a lot of people who died here, so there's probably a lot of good stuff for us to get.
Maybe, yeah.
I said, I do tell him that, and then it says that a lot of people died here, and it says that a lot of people died here and wants us to go back. I don't know. Maybe it's trying to help us, but yeah,
It didn't sound like a threat, but I don't know what would sound like a threat to Talon.
I mean, he understands threats. He just doesn't get. He's just like, well, I'll fucking kill you then.
Well, the village we're trying to get to, it is said that 98% of people perish before ever getting close to the top. So perhaps these voices could be warning us.
Is
But
there
if
another
we're
way?
going to, well, the village is at the top of the mountain range apparently, and it's a place for people to go to train to gain knowledge of themselves and their connection to the world. So it's probably, difficult to get to.
I can't
And who knows?
believe I let you guys talk me into this.
I thought
We
you
were
wanted
halfway
to-
there already, so
I thought you wanted to come here to get stuff.
No, you talked me into this. This is a bad idea, and it's your fault. Don't ever forget it. Anyway, where are we going? Don't you ever forget it. And that's
Can
Talon
you-
in character saying that to you, Severus.
I thought that was the case, yes.
Yes, good. Yes, making sure. But yeah, I don't know. Like, actually, like I like. You said it's in Primordial. Do I know the language? I forgot.
I did not say it was Primordial. I said Tolwyn used Primordial. It didn't work. Cerberus used Celestial. Didn't work.
Okay. Oh, okay.
While you can
whatever it
understand the language, that doesn't mean you know what it is.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. It doesn't. I mean, technically, I just understand it, so I might not even like be hearing it the right way anyway. But okay. Can I roll like insight maybe to see what it is?
Yeah.
Or
Sure.
medicine? Or history? Maybe a history.
Yeah, probably history.
Okay.
You know
Ouch.
of many ways of
Oof.
conversing with people, even though in your character sheet it says you can't speak any languages because you forgot to put that down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I looked that up later.
that's true. So I don't have it in there. I always pick the same ones though. I pick what's it?
I mean, you're an elf, so Elven.
Abyssal, and I get Elven. I always pick Abyssal, and then I pick like I think I pick Infernal this time. Abyssal Infernal.
Abyssal, Infernal, Elven, and
Yeah,
Conan.
that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I'll put it on there.
Then yeah, you still don't know it. Looking at the
I know
history and
nothing.
looking at the concepts of what you understand, and you've been to many galas here and there, heard many languages spoken. This might be some language you've heard about, but it's not fully there. Things are definitely clicking. You have heard of like ways people magically communicate with each other, and this might be one of them. You have heard of ways of phantasms just giving a feeling to your mind, and that might be something you're not entirely sure. But you are sure Cerberus has been casting not detect good and evil, sorry, wrong spell. Divine sense, and the area around you isn't undead. It is not celestial or fiend either. When you cast detect magic in the area to discover something, there is nothing around you. Well, that's not necessarily true. You ping on your friends, which do have magical items and all that stuff, so that stuff flares up. But other than that, nothing around you is magical, which does give you a hint. Because people did think that the fog was magical.
Can you ask them if they can tell them that we're on our way to what was it called again? Sorry, Heat Point.
Talon, looking at your spell and making sure that you know it, you can comprehend languages. That doesn't mean you can speak the language spoken. Unfortunately. Unless I'm wrong. For duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see. But you must be touching the surface of it, which words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read one page. Blah, blah, blah. Decoding messages. You can't speak it.
Oh, that's like why I've been talking there, and I was like, no, I know.
Sorry.
I was like, no, I know that.
I
was
guess
like,
you
why
might have been
is it-
muted.
why is it doing that? I was like, I said I know. You're right. I was like, no, you're 100% right, man. Don't worry.
My bad.
I was like, oh, I'm muted. No, it's fine. I was just like talking to myself over here.
Yeah.
What else to do? Yeah. So you're 100% right. Yeah. And I was gonna say, in Tolan in character, like, well, I can understand them, but I can't really communicate with them. All I can do is listen. But I can listen for the next hour, so maybe I can, if there's any more warnings as we go forward. But I will call out to them, I guess, and I'll do it Elven because I think I would speak Elvish to something like
makes sense.
this, like just to So I'd be like, tell them we're going to Heath Point. Heat or Heath?
Eat.
Heat. Going to Heat Point, and we're just seeking knowledge, and I just have two dull-witted friends here that need help, and one elf who's also noble like me. We're just gonna. I'm saying this in Elvish, by the way. I don't know if any of you guys understand Elvish. Let us have.
Yeah,
I thought this.
I do. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I probably know that, and I say it anyway. And
Yeah.
I wink at you, because I don't think Severus understands Elvish. So anyway, let's go.
You state this to the Whispers, and they are continuing in the background. They have never stopped. The further you got up, though, the louder they get.
Okay.
So when you speak Elven, like, hey, we're just going up here. Don't mind us. We're on our way. Let's go, gang. The voices are still there.
They don't. Do they raise up or go low or nothing?
They don't, like, increase in cadence as if they're yelling at you. It's more like a continuing message being played over and over again.
I asked my owl or my raven if it's hearing this. Like, you hearing this shit?
Can a raven shrug? It shrugs.
Well, do you hear the whispers?
It nods its
Words?
head.
Okay. Don't listen to them unless it's for me.
Nods its head.
Anyway, I'm just kidding. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess we should just move forward. I guess I don't know. I mean, we got to keep going.
As you more or less, Towan, you rolled survival pretty well. As you more or less spend another hour trudging along, trying to find a place to camp for the night, because you honestly have lost track of the time of day in this mist, but you can tell it is darker, so it is getting closer to nighttime. For the next hour, Talon, you just keep hearing, "Go back. You will die. Those above have failed. Those below will not pass." Continuing words of...
When it gets close to the last hour, I'll cast the spell again just so I can keep listening. In case anything comes up, I'll just keep comprehend them languages. Just,
okay.
Yeah, because I can do it as a ritual, so I just like pull my book as I'm walking, just like...
Yeah, pull your book like just walking, and before the hour is up, 10 minutes beforehand, you begin to comprehend languages again. And when the time relapses, you comprehend language once more. So you have another hour of creepy whispering in your ear. Eventually,
does my sword say anything about this?
Your sword has not said anything for the longest time, which is weird.
I did pull it out, and I'm like, you have anything to say?
Man, it's a good thing it's foggy up here, or else people would notice that heavily. You more or less got nothing to say. It doesn't seem to say anything, but when you pulled it up, it did have a weird current around it, as if the fog was lapping around it for some reason.
Are we actually unconscious?
I don't know. You want to find out?
Because it sounds like to me that we're not really awake. Maybe we're in either asleep or a trance.
I punched Severus.
Nothing happens. Like, maybe a little bit bruising, but nothing happens.
Or like Talon bruises himself since I'm wearing armor.
No, I hit you in the chest, man. I hit you in the face.
I'm wearing a helmet, man.
You're wearing a full-plated helmet right now. You just walk around with that shit all the time.
Yeah, whatever. Talon slaps the side of the helmet, ringing in the ear. Talon's hand kind of stings. But nothing happens to either of you other than slapstick comedy.
Nothing? I purposely try and like hit him, like not to hurt him, but like, I hurt him a little bit. Can I hurt him? Like, just like,
like it does hurt,
him?
but it doesn't, cause actual damage.
Even though I'm trying to?
Yeah, I'm gonna straight up say, you do enough that would cause damage. Nothing happens. The damage is theoretically taken. A few minutes later, it heals, whatever. But like no one wakes up if you're asleep.
Can I pull out the death blade and take a look at it?
Yeah. When you pull it out, you can tell that a waving current of fog is also overlapping your weapon for some reason or another. You look at it.
Hey, Tolwyn, what do you think?
I'm not sure. I think maybe we should rest for the night and see if anything's changed in the morning. But I'm
There's
beginning to
nothing-
think.
Go ahead.
I'm beginning to think that there's just something trying to keep us away, and we have to persevere.
Eventually, with the remaining hour of Talen's weird voices that he can understand, and everyone else can still hear the voices. It's just they can't understand them. You come
Cast
to a
rope
ledge.
trick first. Like I cast rope trick.
Yeah,
we
you cast
should
rope
sit
trick
here for
easily
an
enough.
hour. Like we should sit here for an hour and see if anything changes. Like when we're not like down there. Like when we're not a part of that world.
Up. Climb. Inside. Someone
Sounds
brings
so good.
Kaithal's hound inside. You're inside of this more or less cube space. You no longer hear the voices, which is great, because that's been getting annoying. But the fog, mist, and everything else is still moving around you. However, at this point in time, Talon, Cerberus, that weird fog that was over your blades, nothing seems to be there anymore, which means, you took them out of the fog, of course, they wouldn't be there anymore. But Talon, you can hear your blade just maniacally cackling to itself.
I thought you'd think this was funny, you stupid bitch. He's just like, I just glare at it.
It gives you no clear
like,
words or ideas.
Silence. I try and silence it with my will. Can I silence it or try to?
Unfortunately, D&D no longer has a will save, but it does have wisdom. So persuasion
So, I was gonna make a wisdom save. I was like, suck it, bitch.
or wisdom save, yeah.
Persuasion save. Yeah, it's actually the same. So why not?
I don't know.
Doesn't. Oh, hey.
You bring up your mental fortitude barriers that you use. That often not people use to like forego or not remember things they don't want to, and you're able to block that weird cackling noise you can hear sometimes.
I silence it. Okay, put it on mute. Squelched.
Yeah, you can clearly tell it's still happening, but you can no longer hear it.
Okay, well, good enough for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if nothing happens. I guess after an hour we have to get out, but then we can keep going, like wherever we or lay down or whatever, rest like we were planning on. I just wanted to see like if that would help, maybe if we were like not in there.
Makes sense. Like it doesn't get any better, but it doesn't get any worse. The voices are now gone. That weird magical current, not magical, fog current over your magical items are gone. Now you're just resting for an hour, which another short rest. After the hour's up, you guys get back down, the magic disperses, and you begin to hear the voices again. And that current is over your items once more. Inside your mind, Talon... Oh wait, voice is gone. Rachel cast again, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Tolwyn, go ahead and roll into survival. Cerberus is probably going to help you. I'm going to say at this point in time, perception enhancement service is gone. Only it should have been gone a while ago. But I keep forgetting that you had it. It would make it a flat roll with Cerberus's help, so 25 does manage to do so. You are able to find a nice little cubbied area where you would have cover of any area whatsoever. You just need to cover your front. So as long as people keep watch, you should be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That being the case, though, when you eventually find it, Talon ritually casts his comprehend languages spell, and once again, murmur, very, very not threatening, but they're definitely louder now. You have definitely gotten closer to whatever this is. In your mind, Talon, you keep hearing, "Go back. You will die up here. Those who have treads before you have fallen. Those who take a step forwards will always take a step back. Those that have died will never return to the loved ones they hold dear. And bound, tightened together, will make you all fall down. General things that sound super creepy in the voice, but I want to make it clear what's being told.
Right.
Okay,
This
yeah,
is
definitely
sort of
got everybody.
sounding a little bit like the Lair of the Lost One. A cave system that is said to house the souls of the departed and an ancient beast of old. I wonder if it might be related.
Could be.
A bean.
Could bean as well. Could be.
Oh, it could be.
Could beans solve this issue? Do I know anything about the Lair of the Lost One?
You can ask Towan. You can ask Towan.
Towan? What do I know? What do you know?
Yes. The Lair of the Lost Ones is a legend about this area, about a cave system that is said to house the souls of the departed and an ancient beast of old.
Oh. Sounds like a terrible idea. Let's get out of here. Just kidding. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't find it in relation to Heat Pass, but it was a legend about the same mountain range.
How far into this cloud stuff have we gone? Like, how many hours?
Day. Like a straight up day, good solid couple of hours. You're now making up camp, keeping watch so you won't die, or nothing comes up and sneaks you.
So my question is this. Like, do we tell if we made progress though? Like, we're moving like up a hill, right? Or as far as we can tell.
You've been moving. You can tell that your directional path is slanted, which does mean that you're moving up. But you have no idea how close you guys are. From time to time, you do use your spider climbing boots to get up certain ledges. But the more you move, it's kind of hard to tell. You send up your raven into the air to try to see if it can break through the clouds. But over and over, it doesn't seem to be able to do so. Either something's stopping it from doing so, or you're not even close to the summit.
Okay.
Or maybe your raven's a quitter.
Raven could be a quitter. Could be a quitter. Are you a quitter?
He shakes his head.
Good. Kill you. Just kidding. Summon your friends in your place. Okay, well, I tell everybody I tried. Yeah.
With no real answers given, or at least no clear answers understood, your team rests for the night. You take watch, and I'm gonna give you this one since this seems to be stumping you. Nothing happens to you the following night. You are able to fully rest, you are able to get your spells back, and you are able to sleep, which is a good thing. Because it is starting to get colder and colder, and your skin, well, thankfully enough, you prepared well enough that you have layers to keep your skin from, not freezing. Because at this point in time, it feels as if it is burning. With this much intense cold air in the morning, it's as if your skin is blistering with fire. It's not as if you're literally on fire, but you know the old saying, you get cold enough and you start to feel hot. I forget what it's called.
Hypothermia.
Hypothermia, thank you. So watch out for that one as you continue to sail up the summit. Whether or not you will find the legends of old, the town, or that weird murderous fog, we'll figure that one out next time, and hopefully you will too, as we end the session for today.